Welcome to the deep dive. We take a stack of sources, pull out the crucial info, and basically give you the shortcut to really understanding what's going on. Today, we are definitely plunging into a headline that's really got people talking. Elon Musk and his, well, audacious idea about maybe launching a new political party.
Yeah, it's a big one. This deep dive, we're focusing on, what are the real implications of this announcement he made, this potential America Party?
Hmm.
Our source material today is actually a recent YouTube video transcript, which gives us a pretty detailed view of how this is all unfolding.
Right. And our mission here is to pull out the core insights, maybe some surprising facts too, and just help you get your head around what this could actually mean. For U.S. politics, sure, but also, is a third party even viable? And what about globally? Like, could this ripple out to affect countries like India? We want to see the bigger picture. Okay, let's unpack this. So where did this immediately come from? It seems the catalyst was Musk threatening to launch this America Party if Donald Trump passes something called his Big Beautiful Bill.
That's right. It's this big legislative package Trump's pushing, supposedly aimed at reshaping economic policy. And Musk's initial reason, the one he stated publicly, was basically concern over the national debt. He said the bill would put the U.S. further in debt because of, well, what he sees as too much spending.
Okay, but then Trump fired back. Pretty sharply, it sounds like.
Oh, absolutely. Trump's counter-narrative was direct and quite pointed. He essentially claimed Musk's real problem wasn't the debt at all. Trump says it's about the potential elimination of the electric vehicle mandate that might be in this bill.
Ah, the EV mandate. So if that goes away, it cuts subsidies for electric vehicles.
Exactly, which would, directly hit Musk's business interests with Tesla.
Makes sense. And I heard the Big Beautiful Bill also had something about a tax on money sent home by foreigners, like remittances.
Yeah, that's in there too. Originally, it was apparently 5%, now maybe down to 1% in a newer draft. But according to Trump, Musk's focus, his main sticking point, is that EV mandate.
Okay. And Trump didn't stop there, did he? It got personal.
It really did. He launched a pretty personal attack, threatened to send Musk back home to South Africa.
Wow.
Yeah, implying that Musk's companies, SpaceX, Starlink, Tesla, they just collapse without U.S. government money, without subsidies. He even threw in this line about putting drones behind Musk to save money. It's a bit cryptic, but it sounds like a jab at efficiency, maybe. Basically questioning Musk's business sense and, his place in the U.S.
And all this whole back and forth, it's happening largely online, right? On their own platforms.
And another fascinating layer, Trump's response, it was on Truth Social, his own platform.
Right.
And it really highlights this bigger trend, doesn't it? You've got Truth Social, you have X, which Musk owns, obviously, and even others like Blue Sky, which leans more left. It feels like these separate social media ecosystems are changing how politics works, how these powerful people talk directly to their supporters, kind of bypassing the old media channels.
Yeah, definitely. So, okay, this idea of an America Party, it bumps right up against this common belief that the U.S. is a two-party system, Democrats, Republicans, donkey, elephant. But is that actually, baked into the system, or is it just how things have shaken out?
That's a great question, because constitutionally, there's no limit. The U.S. Constitution doesn't say only two parties allowed. It's actually similar to India in that respect. Technically, you can have many parties.
And there are other parties, right? Like libertarians, Greens.
Exactly. Libertarian Party, Green Party, Constitution Party, they exist. They're on ballots sometimes. But let's be honest, they haven't really made a significant dent at the national level. Not yet, anyway.
So why not? If the rules allow it, and other countries have multi-party systems, what stops it in the U.S.? Why do these two just dominate everything?
It largely comes down to the mechanics of the election system itself. It's what they call a winner-take-all, or plurality system.
Meaning whoever gets the most votes wins the whole thing, even if it's not like a 50% plus one majority.
Precisely. You get the most votes, you win the seat, or the state's electoral votes, whatever it is. And this structure tends to create what's called the vote-splitting effect.
Ah, right. The fear that if you vote for a third party you actually like, you might just be helping the major party candidate you really dislike get elected.
That's exactly the fear. People think, I don't want to waste my vote. Or worse, my vote might accidentally help the other side. So they tend to funnel back towards one of the two main choices they think actually has a chance to win.
So it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy almost.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
And beyond just voter psychology, there are real practical hurdles too. Getting on the ballot in 50 states. That requires millions of signatures, navigating incredibly complex rules. Campaign finance laws also tend to favor the established parties with their huge fundraising networks. It's tough for newcomers.
Okay, but this is where Musk might actually be different. This is where it gets really interesting, maybe.
I think so, yeah. Because Musk has this unique, frankly unprecedented combination of factors. He's, arguably the richest person in the world. He owns X, a massive social media platform where a lot of political conversation happens. And he has significant personal popularity, a huge following.
That mix. Wealth, platform, popularity, that feels different from past third-party attempts.
It absolutely is. It gives him the potential, at least, for a really revolutionary shift. Think about it. He can bypass traditional media, talk directly to millions. His resources could theoretically overcome those huge logistical barriers, ballot access, funding that have crippled third parties before.
Yeah.
It's not just the money, it's the direct communication channel. That's a level of leverage we haven't really seen before, someone trying to start a party from scratch like this. It could potentially disrupt everything from campaign finance to how voters even get their information.
It's like offering a Tesla option between the traditional donkey and elephant for voters who are tired of both.
That's a good analogy, yeah. A genuinely different choice, maybe.
But there's a big but here, isn't there? The Constitution itself.
Yes. The eligibility issue.
Mm.
Musk cannot actually become U.S. president.
Because he wasn't born in the U.S., he was born in South Africa.
Correct. And that's something Trump has already weaponized, right?
Yeah.
Threatening to send him back home. You can bet that if this America Party gains any steam, that fact his birthplace will be hammered home again and again by opponents.
Okay, so we've kind of sketched out how this could shake up the U.S. political scene. But Musk isn't just a domestic figure. He's huge globally. So what happens when someone like that, who's already disrupting things at home, potentially leads a new political force? How does that play out internationally, especially for a country like India, where he already has business interests?
That's a really critical question. And you're right, his footprint in India is already growing. Starlink just entered the market there.
And he wants to sell Teslas there too, right? And more Starlink services.
Exactly. So his business ties are already quite deep, linking him directly to India's economy.
Which makes the foreign policy angle fascinating. Because we all know U.S. foreign policy can change, sometimes drastically, depending on whether Democrats or Republicans are in charge.
Absolutely. We see it all the time. Look at approaches to trade, alliances, conflicts like the one in Ukraine. It shifts. So imagine a third party led by someone like Musk, who's known for being, well, unconventional, maybe even transactional in his global dealings.
Yeah.
How would that party approach relations with a major rising power like India?
It's a total unknown. What would the foreign policy of the America Party even look like?
It's hard to say for sure, but you could speculate, right?
Yeah.
Given Musk's focus, maybe it would prioritize things like digital infrastructure, space cooperation, maybe AI research over traditional military alliances. For India, perhaps that could mean stronger tech partnerships, maybe a different kind of strategic alignment focused more on techno-economics rather than pure geopolitics.
That's a really interesting thought, a tech-focused foreign policy.
It's possible. And again, Musk's power here isn't just the money, it's that rare mix. Immense wealth plus genuine widespread popularity and a direct communication channel. Most billionaires don't have that kind of public platform or following. It gives them a different kind of potential leverage on the world stage.
Okay, so let's quickly recap. We've got Musk challenging Trump directly, this whole idea of an America Party. We looked at the U.S. two-party system, why it dominates despite the Constitution allowing more. We talked about the specific electoral mechanics, like winner-take-all, and why Musk, with his unique combination of wealth, platform, and popularity, might actually be able to disrupt that status quo, despite the fact he can't personally be president. And then we touched on the global side, the uncertainties, especially for a country like India, given Musk's existing ties and the potential for a whole new foreign policy approach.
Exactly. And it really leaves you thinking, doesn't it, about how these influential figures, these non-traditional players with enormous resources and massive public profiles, how they might be starting to reshape not just politics within countries, but maybe international relations itself, strategic partnerships, global economics. It feels like we're entering a period where things could change in ways we haven't quite grasped yet.
So listening to all this, what really stands out to you, how do you see this potential new political force possibly changing things? It's definitely something to keep watching.